What up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. We're here. Y'all didn't expect to see me tonight. I didn't expect to see me tonight. I'm trying to peel this thing off, man, but I'll just cover it with my hand. I just cover it with my hand. Whew. What's going on? I see y'all trickling in slowly but surely. Welcome to the channel. I appreciate y'all coming through on this Sunday night. I appreciate y'all. I hate saying this. Because I shouldn't have to. But I hate saying it. Will y'all please click the thumbs up as y'all coming in? And we'll get going, man. We'll get going with this open topic, the Sunday night version of open topic. And looks like we hitting the ground running. Wise brother, does Dopey have new music? Yeah, Dope is working on some new stuff. Absolutely. Absolutely. He should be close. Walaikum salam, brother Furqan. Y'all click the thumbs up as y'all coming in. I've seen Tasmanian being the first one to come through. You know what I'm gonna start doing? I guess I'll wait till close to when the album and the projects are getting ready to drop. I'm gonna start doing my live streams to where maybe the first 5 people to come in will get some kind of, we'll send them something. We'll send them something. But in the meantime, you know, this is an open topic. I'm only as good as y'all are. The rules are respect and maturity at all times. Trolling gets you removed. Not because trolling bothers me, but because I be disappointed. Because I know the trolls are grown people by age. And when I see grown people acting like 9-year-olds, it's kind of sad. So that's why I just remove them. But nonetheless, here we are. We're not going to worry about that. We'll cross that road. Hopefully, we won't have to cross that road and won't even have to deal with that. But I'm just putting it out there as I state the rules. This is an open topic, meaning that anything y'all got to ask me, y'all are more than welcome to ask me. If I know the answer, I will answer it to the best of my ability. If I think I know it, I'll answer it because I thought I knew it. If I don't, I won't. If I'm wrong, I have no problem being corrected. And if I find out I said something wrong and come back later on next week or whenever, I will correct myself and tell y'all, hey, man, I said something last week that was out of pocket. And I was wrong, you know. So it is what it is. But let's get it on, man. UFO Buddy says, I wanted to ask you what happened to Greek. Never hear any interview. Well, you know, I talk to Greek every day. Pretty much every day. We just had a big knockdown, drag out football argument today. So he's doing well. I'll let him know. I always let people know. People always come through from time to time and they ask about Greek. I'll make sure to bring that up. Real Lady True. I haven't got my box yet. Been waiting since November. Let me check with Dollar Bill because people are already saying that they got theirs in. So there should be no reason why it's taking this long. So let me check with Dollar Bill and find out what the status is. Maybe he can have a tracking number or something like that. We want to make sure everybody gets their product, and everybody will, so it's all good. Miss Lady Sample said, on my way to bed, but checking in. Appreciate the stop. Appreciate you just popping your head in and saying, "What's up, y'all?" I appreciate that. That means a lot. Y'all click the thumbs up as y'all come in. Yeah. Best local agent says find anything of value in America, an American, since the last time you gave wise words. Have I found anything of it? It's a lot of things in America that are valuable, that are of value, from people to just um, ideas and, of course, resources, but I focus more on people. Y'all click the thumbs up if you're just coming in. I appreciate y'all. It's gonna be my last time saying. I ain't gonna say click thumbs up no more tonight. I promise. If I say click the like or the thumbs up one more time tonight after just now in this live, I will personally come to each one of y'all houses and just cook your meal. Not gonna say it no more tonight. I will come to each one of y'all house and make y'all a pot of grits. Ain't saying it no more. Ain't gonna say it. Everybody knows I see you. Wise brother says, would you ever go vegan / plant-based? It's weird how y'all are kind of in tune with me tonight about asking about, like somebody just asked about Greek. And like I said, I just talked to Greek a couple hours ago. And now Wise brother says, would you ever go vegan? That's another one of the things that we were talking about earlier today. I would never go vegan ever in my life. I don't have any disrespect towards anybody who is a vegan. I don't have any disrespect towards the vegan diet. I don't have any disrespect towards it. There are just certain aspects of it that I don't agree with or that I wouldn't subscribe to. And there are things that I'm just going to continue to incorporate into my diet. I'm a big fish guy. So I like to get a lot of my protein from fish like salmon, and other fish, whiting. Also, I drink raw milk. And I like to have the nutrients that come from raw milk. Well, you're not a cow. You shouldn't drink milk. And one more person say that, I'm just going to be like, y'all get some new lines. But yeah, but I wouldn't be a vegan. I do eat certain plant-based foods. Like I may go and get some plant-based foods, or maybe make a burger or something, or I may incorporate plant-based veggie patties into something I'm making. I may freak it out and make some spaghetti or some nachos or something like that, But as far as the plant-based side of it, but Earl, appreciate that question. But we just had that conversation today. I'm a pescatarian, righteous by nature. I'm not gonna say it righteous by nature because I don't want to come to y'all house and cook no grits. I'm not gonna say it. You said it though. I'm glad you said it. I'm glad you said it. Y'all listen to it. Read what righteous by nature said, and y'all do it. Appreciate that. Wayne says, "What's up, Kay? Do you have any advice for studying something new, like studying for an exam? How do I know what's important, and any tips for memorization?" Well, as far as knowing what's important, you got to know what you're studying for, what type of exam you're studying. What is it that you're trying to study? If it's a math exam, if it's the bar exam, I mean, whatever the concept, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. But as far as tips, yeah, memorization is actually the key. Committing something to memory initially is more important than a lot of times than understanding. You learn the repetition of it. For when we was however years old, 3, 4, and before you even went to school, I hope somebody taught you the song A B C D E F G H I J. You didn't really understand what the alphabet was, but you were that melody and those letters were being committed into your memory. They were being etched into your memory. So you find certain ways and certain tactics to do that as you get older with more advanced information. You know, so I can't say what method would work for you, but sometimes it's about repetition, just going over something over and over and over and over again. Sometimes it's about reciting it, what it is you need to learn, recording it, even if you're just recording yourself saying it and listening back to it like you listen to a song, and hearing yourself say it over and over again. Some people will make a song, make it into a song. There are so many ways to commit things to memory. And then once you know it, understanding comes later. But you like to understand it, especially if you're talking about studying something, because you may be in a course of study where it's required for you to explain what it is you know. See? So it's one thing to know it. It's another thing, okay, well, explain that. You like, well, so yeah, so it's those are some of the ways, but repetition is the key. Repetition, you got to just hear it over and over again, say it over and over and over and over again with consistency. Source random, I see you. What's going on? Best local. What's my signature dish that I cook or that I eat? I guess you would mean what I cook if you're saying signature dish. Something that I don't make a lot. I got one, and it includes salmon. Trust me. I think it's pretty good. I think I do a pretty good job. And I'm not a cook by any means. Lion of Judah, I see you. Cook's Beats, what's going down? I appreciate the love, man. Cook says your music have reached a deaf individual. I'm a big fan. Your penmanship is unparalleled. Oh man, I thank you for that. I appreciate that love, man. It means a lot. That means a lot, man. Best Local says, I don't mean to ask hard questions, but let me see. My question is, why do we engage in salon culture conversations that lack depth with our people and our day to day with us? Well, I mean, I think that in the course of a 24-hour day, you're not going to have it to where every conversation is just a highly intellectual, deep conversation. There'll be times in the day where you're going to talk about what's going on in the political realm, things that directly affect the present and the future, and things that people in society are concerned about, people around the world are concerned about, things that can just, amen, that people are worried about. You have those conversations, those serious conversations. Then there are going to be other times where you talk about the basketball game. And this could be an hour later. There'll be other time when you're planning a birthday party for your little 5-year-old daughter. There are other times where you just sitting in a circle with a few of your homies and y'all roasting each other. So I think that those types of conversations are necessary, but there has to be a proper balance to where you don't find yourself. It's kind of like with social media, where if your whole existence on social media is just scrolling, looking for stupid stuff. I'm looking for fights. I'm looking for prank videos all day long. I'm looking for silly stuff. Then you're not exhibiting the kind of balance that's necessary to round you off as an individual. And you're eating a bunch of junk food mentally. So I don't have an issue with certain conversations. We're going to have a GOAT debate. You may be sitting in the barbershop having an argument over who's better out of Michael Jordan and LeBron James. Okay. That was just for an hour or so of your total day. You may have left that conversation. See, we may be on the outside looking in. So we see somebody arguing like that over something, and we say, man, these people, they just wasting their time. People just wasting time talking about this stupid stuff, man. There's so much going on in the world. We need to be focused more on what's going on in the world. We don't know if they are or not. That may be just a conversation they're having right in that moment that you happen to see or be around. They may have left that conversation and went straight somewhere and fed the homeless. Went straight somewhere as an educator and started teaching. And we don't know people's full 24-hour reality. We get sample sizes and then we judge people on sample sizes. See, man, people just ignorant out here today. We don't know. And the same can be said. You may see a person who every time you come across this person in a particular setting, they always just dropping knowledge. Ooh, that brother there, he deep. He always dropping knowledge. But you just caught him in that one pocket. He might have left straight from dropping knowledge and went and picked up a prostitute. So when we don't know the totality of people, we just catch them in passing saying stuff that we may not be on at the time, and then we label them as that. We got to give people the benefit of the doubt, a 24-hour cycle of life. Xavier Garrett, what's going on? Hey, man, what you know about that, Xavier? I know you weren't at that show. Please tell me, was you at that show? Because only somebody who was at that particular show would be saying what you're saying right now. This is, when you talk about an inside joke, for you to be saying that, Xavier, you had to be there, bro. You had to be there. Please tell me you was there. Please tell me you was there. Is that Veritas be told? James Drake said, I got to have my fish. Me too, man. The mindset, theta mindset, pescatarian. Yeah, man. Best Local says, someone says when we consume animal flesh, we are downloading the animal's information on a cellular level. That's true. No, I can't argue with that. It's, especially as it relates to beef and pork and chicken. So what you try to do, because you just spoke 100% facts, what you try to do is eliminate, limit, or minimize, I'll say limit, minimize, or eliminate the intake of certain foods that have not been handled the proper way in order to make them better for human consumption. What do I mean by that? One of my favorite songs from KRS-One is a song he made 30 plus years ago called Beef. And he was teaching way back then about how they inject drugs into the animals that we eat, into the cows and the chickens, in order to accelerate the growth of the animals. So when you accelerate the growth of the animals with the hormones that you pump into them, in order to, you make them grow faster so you can have them, get them out of there quicker. You can sell them faster, right? So not only do you have animals that are fully just injected with all kind of drugs and chemicals and hormones? So you're eating that, but also the environment in which the animals are raised, and also the methodology in which the animals are slaughtered. All that plays a role. So you have a situation where if you have cows, cows are not forbidden to eat, but they should be taken in moderation. You shouldn't be eating any meat every day. But if you have cows that you're eating, if you have beef that you're eating, there should be a certain way that this beef was slaughtered in order to not stress the animal out. So those cells, those stress cells, will be ramped up as the animal knows it's getting ready to die, like any living thing is in panic mode. See? So those cells are now more stressed because the cow next to the cow you getting ready to eat just saw his homeboy get his throat slit. So there's a humane way to slaughter animals for food. And if you do that the proper way, then it minimizes those stress cells being intake. If you don't put hormones and drugs into it, then you don't have that particular issue. But even with that, you still shouldn't be eating meat every single day. Eating steak today, hamburgers tomorrow, and you should never eat pig. There's no right way to eat pork. So we can get in that conversation because I know y'all love to defend that pig. Y'all love to talk about that pig. Y'all love that pig to death. Y'all gonna hold on to him. You're gonna caress him. You're gonna hold him in your arms. You're gonna make sweet love to him. You love that pig. There's no right way to eat a pig. There's no right way to clean the doo-doo out of chitlins and make them good for consumption. There's no right way to fry the worms out of a pork chop. I know y'all gonna fight for it, but I gotta tell it. Eyeball said, where would you personally draw the line at drug usage? For example, caffeine is a drug, but there are levels ranging from energy drinks to green tea. Yeah, man. And you make such a great point because usually when people say, yeah, man, it's just too many people out here doing drugs, the first thing that comes to people's mind is what? Oh, cocaine, crack, popping pills, sipping drink, shooting heroin. We think about what they call the hard drugs, the hard stuff, or the street drugs. Then it breaks down to the level of say, okay, well, what about pharmaceuticals? What about going to Walgreens and CVS? You know, then okay, then people say, yeah, okay, but what you just said is an interesting point because nobody talks about things like nicotine and cigarettes because you can go buy cigarettes over the counter at the store. Nobody talks about different things. You said caffeine or certain things that in moderation won't be as won't affect you as negatively in certain degrees of it, but in more extreme degrees, it can have you around here tweaking and tripping. So my thing in terms of to answer your question where I would draw the line, of course, any of the hard stuff I mentioned, that's not even an option. But they put some type of drug or chemical in pretty much everything we consume. Because it's because for years there's been a plot to make the people sicker so they can sell more of the other kind of drugs. We don't tell nobody. So it's moderation in certain things, and other things is a total elimination. You have moderation, then you have elimination. You know, I'm not a caffeine guy. I don't consume anything to my knowledge that has caffeine in it. I probably haven't drank caffeine since my soda drinking days. But energy drinks are something that I really encourage people not to drink, because I've seen situations where people I know have just overconsumed energy drinks, and it's had negative effects on their health, because you crash sometimes when you drink certain energy drinks. They just hype up. They increase your heart rate abnormally, to abnormal levels of increasing your heart rate. Mess around, can't go to sleep for 2 days and don't know why. So I'm not a fan of energy drinks. I'm a believer that there are always natural and herbal um, alternatives to anything that they offer you and market to you in stores, in terms of like energy drinks and things of that nature. I don't think you have to drink a Red Bull to get energy. I don't believe that. This is money. These cats want that money. And what they sell you, they're going to make so much money off of what they sell you, all the while knowing that the ingredients of what they sell you at some point is going to make you sick, to where they're going to make more money off of you when they have to sell you some so-called remedies. So good, God says, I'll drink raw milk over man-made any day. And that's another conversation I had today. I drink raw milk as well. You know, and a lot of people are not really familiar with raw milk and the benefits of raw milk, and the fact that raw milk is not it's not been heated and over burned and pasteurized, that kill the natural nutrients that can benefit the human, even though it came from a cow. But there's a big difference between the raw milk than milk that then buying some Bordens out the store. Big difference. X8 says trout with onions and potatoes. Grove Street Hustler says read, write, and speak things to help remember. They're giving you some tips. Read, write, and speak things. And like I say, record yourself. Record yourself and listen back. Just let it play. You might be doing it's like a song. You can hear a song just over and over again. You're not even trying to purposely memorize that song, but somehow you just look up one day and you know it, because it's been ingrained and engraved into your memory. So good, God. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the donation. Appreciate the love, my brother. So good, God is in the building. Thank you so much. Hold on, y'all. This is the part of the live stream where I get lost. I gotta find my way back. Elias Second says fast 2 to 3 days and take the exam. Your mind will be clear and sharp, but your body might feel sluggish. Yeah, fasting is another way to flush out and cleanse. And people just think about flushing and cleansing out the body. Fasting gives you clarity of mind too. What's up, Jimmy? Say K, like was that the IP man or the LP man? God is good. That's right. Blaster 9mm. What's up, Christian? I see you. Horace Gully says, why are people so predatory in nature? In other words, why do people seek to take advantage of people rather than help, in your opinion? I would adjust that to saying some people, because still a lot of people out here that don't move like that. But yeah, to answer the question, some people are predatory in nature because that is their nature. Some are like that because they've been made that way by conditions that they live in, and it turns in a cutthroat dog eat dog type of environment, and you become a product of that environment, which makes you like, wait, man, in order for me to live, something got to die. But we don't understand that it doesn't have to be that way. We don't have to um, succumb to that type of mindset. We can just say, okay, you know what? If we unify, we don't have to prey on each other. If we pool our resources, we don't have to try to figure out ways to take each other's resources. We can, a little bit of what you got can help me, a little bit of what I got can help you. But people are predatory in nature, especially the elites and the greedy who run this world, because that is their nature. Jarawa says, if you could visit one civilization, who would it be? The Sentinelese or Cohesion? I gotta look both of them up. I couldn't answer that question. Vincent said, I was just on a paradigm shift. TV Bible debate league. I won. Okay. Oh, on paradigm shift. All right. Soul Good says your fan base would multiply by 1,000,000. My fan base would multiply by 1,000,000 if what? Jimmy says, me and my son were listening to the Sorcerer series while I was cutting his hair. Man, I appreciate the man love, Jimmy. I ain't know you had a son that you was rocking jamming your big brother with. That's cool. Baladar says sometimes seemingly meaningless interaction can make the difference between life and death. Man, it's nuggets of wisdom in everything. Well, almost everything. Even some bad stuff. You can learn what not to do by listening to foolishness. Yeah. Frederick Miller, I see you. I appreciate the love, man. R.I.P. Chino XL. Shout out to King Crooked. Read the Scroll says the algorithm knows you better than you know yourself. Yeah, we have trained the algorithm. Look, think how crazy this is. We train the algorithm. Then the algorithm in turn trains us because we develop it based on what we like to see and watch and all this. And all of a sudden it formulates based on our patterns and tendencies. And then once it formulates, then it starts telling us what to do. How crazy is that? Good point. Read the Scroll. Ricardo Martinez, I love your contribution to hip hop and highly appreciate your lyricism that I have always considered phenomenal. Man, appreciate that love, Ricardo. Salute to you, man. New album dropping soon. Bunch of projects coming out in 2026, man. And if anybody wants to be uh, informed or brought up to speed or placed on the contact list, I just put my email in the chat box. Send me an email and I will add you to the growing list of the contact list. I will add you to that growing list. So when this new project comes out and others follow behind it, you'll be able to place your order. Right now, the thing we got is the comic book out. The comic book is out. And I just dropped the video on it, so y'all can see it on this channel too. But the comic book is out. Go order the comic book right now. I just put the web address. It's not a link, so you're going to have to type it out. Type it manually, man. I don't know how to do all that where you put the link in and all that on certain stuff, man. I do the best I can. All right. But go support the comic book, man. Y'all make sure this is a limited edition. When they're gone, they're gone. Y'all go get the comic book, man. Some of y'all going to buy some cigarettes tomorrow. Some of y'all going to buy some pork chop sandwiches tomorrow. Some of y'all going to buy some things that you shouldn't be buying tomorrow. Take that money and go and support your big brother. I'm out here trying to give y'all good, wholesome content. Jimmy says, I use social media and YouTube to learn how to build my own transmission. Woo! See, you next level. I use social media and YouTube to figure out how to make a salmon dish. We are not the same. You are light years ahead of me. That's what's up, Jimmy. But that's what you do. See, so many people treat not just social media, but social media and other things, like when you look at the evil aspects of it, they make it all be, man, we can make anything good, we can make anything evil. It's up to us. It's how you use it. How you use it. EDJ, what's going on? Is that you Amy 19? What's going on? Love and respect. So good, God. I appreciate the love, my brother. Appreciate the donation. Thanks and blessings to you. Jason Brody is in the building and slid up in here. EDJ says the homie NORAD said you had him DJ. NORAD for me? Where were we at? He's probably not lying. Connie is in the building. Connie Hodge is in this thing, man, like a Timmy Chan chicken wing. Texas Monarch, you're not late. We only been about 30 minutes. You good? The best local. How do we trust these meat packers? You don't. V Morales, what's going on? Happy Sunday. Well, now Monday to you now. What's up, V? Is that JD 9935? Yo, K-Rino, before everything ends, man, you're one of the best prolific pens out there, and I thank you for your shared wisdom across the tracks. I hope mine's like yours survive. Man, blessings, man. All praise due to Allah. Yeah, we got to do our best to line up, man. I appreciate those words. Keep speaking and acting in accordance. So good says pork make your heart cork. Horace says, how do you acknowledge the magnitude of potential changes in this world while maintaining your sanity? I find your surface composure admirable. The possibilities for the future are endless. Well, again, and I think I said this when I was on Friday. Hey, man, God is in control, man. And I think that if we panicking in these times, I believe that it means that we don't believe that He's in control. I feel like it doesn't. I feel like it means that we don't have the faith and belief that He can pull us through this. You know, so people who are in control and have an understanding of things, you don't find them panicking. It's when you don't feel like you got a handle on a situation that's when you start to freak out and panic and lose composure. So while everything that we see happening in the world, it's a sobering reality. We're seeing things and we're seeing motion that we never saw before in our lifetime in a lot of cases, and it's freaking people out because they're seeing how the time, how it's relating to the time. Then even people who believe in scripture are freaking out because they're seeing the scripture unfold right before their eyes. But again, like I said the other night, if we just look at the turmoil that we're in and the greater turmoil that's coming, and we just focus on that and we start freaking out, then that means somewhere along the line we stop reading, because the book also says that after all that, God's world is going to be on the scene. So that's the part we got to look at. Like, okay, well, hey man, everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be all right. If we are moving and thinking any way other than that, then like I said, we don't have the belief, and we not, our foundation is not what it should be or what we claim it to be, if we claim to have one. High-end music. Have you tried DMT? No. I listen to DMC. V.C. Frazier. Caffeine is an extremely strong and addictive stimulant. No doubt about it. Elias says salt. Yeah, okay. The original boss lady. I don't do caffeine. Okay, hold on. We trying. Marky Source. What's going on, Marky Source? Why you ain't been here in a while? You talking about, hello, brother, ain't been here in a while. Why? Where you been, man? What you been doing? What's been keeping you from coming to hang out with us, man? What you been up to, man? You done went Hollywood on us? I'm just playing. Lady Poetic 09. I appreciate the love, Lady Poetic. Continue to be a poetic lady. I appreciate the love. Miss Lady Sample says, my dad says they put vitamins in them because they take good stuff out of you. V. Morales says, I hate them energy drinks. The original boss lady says, energy drinks also make you nauseous, because I had that happen to me drinking energy drinks, and I don't drink them. I may have had one a handful of time throughout my life. Yeah, I mean, it's just another way to market and sell you something. That, like I said, is so many natural alternatives, man. There are foods and fruits and vegetables and herbs and certain things that will give you energy, that will provide energy for you in a safe way, safe, healthy way. But we live in this what they call a microwave society. We want everything so quick. Gotta give me a Red Bull. Gotta give me a Monster. And they loading you up with all that crap that's in that stuff, man. And now you around here just best local. I appreciate the donation, man. I appreciate that. You said this song was made to conjure conversation, not for hate and condemnation. Whoa, that's right. Secret War. After Kai 48, I appreciate the donation. Appreciate the love, After Kai. Peace to you, God. Peace to the God. Libertarian minded is in the building. Libertarian minded said, I'm a pizzatarian, meat and veggie. Hey, man, look, I used to be. When I was in my teenage years, man, you talk about a meat lover pizza from Pizza Hut, Pizza Inn, anything with a pizza. But the reality is, it catches up to you, bro. It really does. And we have to be real careful to not let taste addiction, because that's all it is. See, we eat food for taste. Now, of course, you eat food for sustenance, for for like to energy, so you won't pass out and be weak. But the initial draw to a meal that you choose to eat is based on how it tastes to you. That's it. That's it. You drink certain drinks because you like the way that drink tastes. You eat certain food because you like the way. So we have a taste addiction. So however they set the meat up, how they season it, how they lay it out on the pizza to combine it with the cheese and the sauce and the crust, that concoction creates a taste that is pleasurable to your palate. But we can't be fooled by that into feeling like, okay, that makes this food good. Because what's the old saying? What's good to you ain't always what? Say it with me. What's good to you ain't always what? I ain't gonna even say the last part because y'all done already started typing it in. So we gotta be careful with that. Because it catches up to you. And you'll be around here as you get older with gout, with colon cancer, high blood pressure, hypertension. Be around and messed up. Is that Rutvik Brahmbot? I got a lot of it. Says hip hop is black music without a doubt, but unfortunately, we have got a lot of white artists that does it better than black artists. Well, I don't know what the basis of that conversation is. I mean, music is probably one of the few things that we have in the world that has the ability to unify people of different races, different religious beliefs, different philosophical beliefs, different uh, areas of the world, languages, political affiliations. Music was one of the few things that had the power to transcend those things that I just mentioned. So I don't break it down to a point of where I say, well, um, there are more white artists doing this. I don't know the answer to that. I don't even know how that would be relevant if it were true. I don't know if it is true. That's just something you put up there. So the point is, if the music is good, it's good. And I personally, man, I have groups that I listen to rap, singing, and it don't matter to me. It don't matter to me, in the words of Michael Jackson, if you're black or white or anything in between, if I like the song, you know. Now, there are levels that we can get into conversations about what roles that racists have played in music from a business standpoint and the creative standpoint, and how marketing have made certain people to be what they're not, and vice versa. But at the end of the day, if it's all about the music, say, man, let's just listen to some, let's just hear some good music, man. Blessings, man. Let me try to catch up a little bit. Lion of Judah says, I did have pork when I visited Galveston. when some brothers put me on to Boudin. Man, why they do you like that, man? And your name is Lion of Judah? You ain't got no, man, you don't never supposed to eat no pig, man. You let them dudes slip that Boudin on you. Mm-mm. And I'm gonna tell you something else. That's another thing. I'm glad you brought that up because it brings me to another point I want to kind of talk about real quick. Let me tell y'all something, man. And I've made a video about this a long time ago. Man, y'all better stop eating everybody's food. Y'all would just go to anybody's house that's making some food. Y'all will take a plate from anywhere. Somebody cooking some food at the club. Y'all will eat that. Didn't know where it came from. I struggle at the restaurants I go to. So, cause my mind, I get in my own head, and there's so much weird stuff going. I saw some online the other night, y'all. I saw some online the other night, man, and it put me in a bad place. Put me in a bad place, man. And when I saw it, it made me question once again, like I've done a billion times. I was like, man, these restaurants, man, you just can't trust. It's no integrity in a lot of these spots anymore, man. See, how many of y'all? Let me ask y'all a question. If I ask y'all a question, would y'all answer it truthfully? Would y'all answer this question truthfully? If I asked you, hold on, let me see what I'm missing real quick. All right, let me ask the question. If y'all worked at a restaurant or any type of food service, and the customer was rude, was very rude, would y'all do something to his food, to that rude customer's food? When you go in the back, would you do something to their food? Be honest. Man, y'all said yes. Oh my God. Oh, y'all said yes, y'all to answer the question. Oh, okay. Who you scared the crap out of me? Okay, cool. So that's where we going. That's what I want to know. That's called, somebody said, of course. That's called just integrity. That's called morality. Even though you might be mad, you were super polite, and this person just had a bad attitude, just disrespectful, just rude, just an unruly customer. Not unruly enough to where he did something that you, hey man, you got to leave the restaurant, you got to kick him out, but just enough to where he just being a rude customer. Would you do something to their food? Shout out to everybody who said no, because you shouldn't. Because whatever issues that they have, whatever internal stuff they got going on in here, don't let that spill over into your morals. You still prepare these people food. You still be professional and moral and prepare these people stuff the way you should, the way you basically signed up for. Because guess who would stand to lose more if you just got out of character and did that? You would stand to lose more. And I don't just mean getting in trouble with the health department or something like that. They found you out. I just mean from a character standpoint. Well, really real, you living up to your name. Really real said, I'll give them a piece of my mind for being rude, get fired before I do something. Oh, before, okay. You say before you do something. Right, right. I got you. I got you. I got you. See, so the point is, like I said, I saw some stuff, man, that just makes me question the sanity. And I already talked about this a while back, how on an everyday basis, we are walking around in society on an everyday basis around multiple people who are just functionally crazy. What do I mean by that? I mean that it's people who are not in the prison, they are not in uh, mental institutions, probably have never been, and they are walking around here just ticking time bombs, just as gone as you want to be gone. So you got to maintain your character. You got to maintain your character even when other people don't. You don't go down into the mud, like Mr. Farrakhan said, you don't go down into the mud with the people that's down in the mud. You don't go down in the mud. See? Hold on, let me get back to where I was, y'all. Read the Scroll says, I just watched a video on how they're using AI to track cell phones in Minnesota so ICE can find out where people live and work. Yeah, technology is a real thing, and the more time passes, the more they're gonna ramp up their use of technology to carry out their agendas, and that's just my opinion. V. Morales says, Mr. K, do you think or believe in black magic? My aunt thinks someone put something on me because I got extremely sick. Nah, I don't believe in that stuff, because at the end of the day, I believe in God. I believe in the Creator who we pray to protect us. I've had these conversations before. Um, while God has two sides to his will, he has an active will where he causes causes things to happen, and he has a permissive will where he allows things to happen. I just don't believe that someone has that kind of power over me. You know, that's just my belief. Now, are there details to this that I might not know about? Possibly. But like you said your words were, you said your aunt thinks that someone put something on you because I got extremely sick. Now, I don't know if somebody put something in something you ate, something you drank, or the person lived in a whole nother state and just hollered out "Walaka" and put something on you. But or maybe you just got sick. Maybe some other reason you just got sick that was totally unrelated. But I think one thing I will say is that a lot of people who do believe in that type of stuff, um, that will be their go-to when they see something happen. Somebody does get sick. See, that's that man, that's that woman. And it may not necessarily be that. But either way, we have to seek our protection and seek our refuge in God. They don't have no power over him, and they don't have any they can't penetrate his protection. But that's just my take on it. That's just my take on it. What's up, No Name? I see you. Theta Mindset. I'm not really a comic book person. I've been dropping comic books, but I'm not a really big comic book reader like that. Yeah. XR33P says, is Eminem happy? Though it seems to me that one white guy everybody thinks is so amazing is miserable to me. Remember, greatness isn't out. I mean, again, it's just like the conversation we had about people talking in the barbershop. You may hear them talk about one particular thing in a split moment of time. We can't judge people off of how they may have looked in a picture that we saw real quick, how they looked in a particular video, something they may have said, a sound bite from an interview. We don't know. We don't know the degrees of happiness of certain individuals and or the degrees of sadness, because there are people that can always appear to be happy, to look happy, and they're not. They depressed, they miserable. And there are people who we look at and say, man, it just seems like they're so sad, so upset, or so mean. How many of y'all was scared to talk to a female growing up because she looked mean? Then you talk to her, she's just so nice. People say I look mean. Like if I'm just sitting around chilling, I might just be sitting around and that's just my regular face. And people have told me, hey, I thought you was mean, man. I thought you was gonna be mean when I met you. Huh? I'm like, because we can misjudge an individual based on small sample sizes of visual, of what we hear them say, things of that nature. So I can't say if that man is happy or miserable. I wouldn't think that I would think that he goes through the same ups and downs that we all do. Some days you really, really great, happy, and other days you just ain't feeling it. I'm trying, man. Mythical says, what are your thoughts on the whole East Coast versus West Coast beef in the 90s? Whoa, you went way back. What did the South think of it at the time? See, that's a good question because we was like stuck in the middle, like, uh-oh. And I know for a lot of the mainstream Southern artists that were out at that time, I know that kind of had to be a tough spot to be in. Because and even not just the South, you had people like Bone Thugs who was popping around that time from the Midwest. And then down here, you had people like Scarface and Ghetto Boys and Outkast, down in Atlanta. And just like, so from that angle, I would be curious. I may ask Face how he felt during that time. Somebody who was respected on both sides. But what I will say, like I say, how we felt in the South, we were just kind of like, man, this need to end because we got love for both of y'all. But on a deeper level, as time went on, a lot of us started to see what role the powers that be had in this entire beef and what did they stand to gain from it. See, because it was marketed and promoted. So you would see the magazines, you would see them talking about it on some of the shows and things of that nature. You would see them talk about it in news media. And it was marketed and boosted up and promoted, which was a version of throwing logs onto a fire. So in that regard, now it's bigger than just two rappers who got into it that happened to be one on the East Coast, one on the West Coast, even though Pac technically was from the East Coast, right? So it was more to it than just some rappers getting into it. Because if there's been this, what we believe, this agenda to take control of hip hop and to use hip hop as a tool to make us destroy each other, then that East Coast, West Coast thing was more than just some artists having some disagreements. It was somebody in power with a bigger agenda who had the ability to manipulate the situation and turn it into what it turned into. But thank God it didn't get worse. I think once Pac and Biggie were gone, and this is just my personal opinion on this one, I think it scared a lot of the rappers because you got the two biggest names in the game, and now they both gone, a year apart, roughly. And I think it scared a lot of rappers who probably, because beforehand, it's like people gonna talk, they talk. People gonna say what they gonna say. They gonna talk, they talk. They gonna make their diss records and all that. And whoa, somebody died. I'm up there too. I'm out in the public eye too. And I think, luckily, it spooked a lot of those cats where they fell back. And it's just my opinion. Because nobody else tried to go hard and keep it going. But we can never, ever, ever rule out government presence and the government's role in that beef. Can never rule that out, man. Can never discount that. Thing is big, man. We just think we just some insignificant dudes making these rap records. Man, these people see the influence and the power that these artists have. They see that. High-end music. That's my email right there. I just shot you my email. Is that Darren Taylor? What's going on? Y'all are asking some really, really good questions tonight. Straight up. Darren says, I'm Septopia Black, trying to open up shows for you in the SPC. You never know, man. Jimmy says, exercising gives me energy. People don't know that. You activate certain things in your body. Movement is one of the main keys to life. When you stop moving, you stop moving. Mythical says, who do you think was funkier, James Brown or Sly Stone? Woo, right. I might get in some trouble for this one. Because James Brown is the godfather of soul, the godfather of funk. But if I had to choose, I'm going with Sly. I love Sly Stone, man. Love Sly Stone. R.I.P. to Sly Stone, man. And James Brown. But Sly more recently. After Kyle says, just drink black tea, y'all. That's natural energy. Texas Monarch says, one dude says he saw something chained up under the Euphrates moving. Is that right? We all miss DJ Screw. Original Boss Lady says, I used to love Pizza Inn. Both my brothers worked there, so we always had free pizza. I remember they used to have that Pizza Inn buffet. Michelle says, K is betting on me on CD. It surely is. Let me find one for you. Let me find one for you, Michelle. Once we get the SPC site back up and running, y'all will be able to order the South Park Coalition album directly from me. Trying to get this light off of it. It's on this album, South Park Coalition, The Ties That Bind Us. And Betting on Me is on the album. Support physical copies. Don't stop buying these, y'all. I'm telling y'all. Who gonna buy my CD when it come out? Show of hands. Let me see y'all line hands. Theta says we have to eat for purpose and not to overindulge. Yeah. Man, I'm way behind. That's right. Really Real said, I literally just came out the grocery store and wanted to listen to music. And you're live, so I clicked. That's right. Choose me over the music. You can go back to listen to that music. That's right. I'm trying to catch up, y'all. Let me try to catch up with y'all. I'm not gonna say it. Oh yeah, I'm way behind. Let me catch up, man. Lando, I see you. Jimmy says I prefer to make my own food because the restaurants don't make the food good anymore, especially for the price. Yeah, man. Trust, man. Trust issues. Uh-oh, am I gonna catch up? This lady sample said I couldn't. I'd have problems with myself after. Yeah, man. You don't want to become what you hate. If you see something in somebody that you don't like, don't become that. Go opposite. Yeah. Man. Okay. Appreciate y'all, man. Michelle says she's always in the kitchen. Alberto, what's going on? Alberto says Ice Cube spoke about that in child support. He also said in an interview that the same people who own the major record labels own the private prison. That's right. Absolutely. That's why I say we gotta be careful to not see something on the news, see something on social media, on a blog. We got to be careful to not see something and immediately take the mindset that it's just these artists. It could be in certain scenarios, but it could be something bigger. Trust me, these people control. That's why the name of my album is what? Who can type in what the name of my new album is? Because I'm talking about all of that. It's a family affair. Righteous by nature, I see you. Why not? I see you. One child grows up to be somebody just love to learn. Another child Grows up to be somebody that's love to burn. All right. Oh yeah, I got you, Ethan. If you send me an email, you're on the contact list, man. I got y'all. Seth Way, I see you. Bubba Seeds, I see you. Mama loves the both of them. You see, it's in the blood. V says, what's your favorite meal to make at home? Uh, my favorite one is one I don't make a lot because it takes too long to make. It's a salmon dish. I make other stuff just because it's quick, but I'm not a really good cook like that. I'm not acting like I can really just cook. I know how to make it good enough to where I like it, and I try to include enough good ingredients in it to where it's not where I'm not eating some crap all the time. Mythical says, what is a problem you would fix in the world immediately if you had the money, power, and means to do it? Black folks unity. If I believe in what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, that our unity is stronger than an atomic bomb and that our unity would free us overnight, then that would probably be the first thing. I would instantly make us unify. Mama loves the both of them. You see, it's in the blood. Both kids are good to mama. Blood's thicker than the mud. It's a family affair. Come on, Sean. That's the name of that album. Come on, Sean. Okay. Hold on, Sean. You the only one that knew, huh? Okay, no, Vincent knew. Who else knew? Man, only two people know the name of my album. I've been talking about this album since 1961. And only two people knew. Well, here we go. The name of my new album, that is right there, man. It's called The Industry, spelled just like that. I don't make Mexican food, but I eat it. I don't know how to make Mexican food, but I sure eat it pretty regular. I got about 3 or 4 Mexican restaurants that I frequent. Yeah, I make some salmon all the time, libertarian minded. I'm always making, that's the main dish I make. That's my go-to. Just in different forms, different ways. I can't believe that only two people in this chat know the name of my new album, much as I've been talking about it. That's very disappointing. It's a family affair. That's why we push these physical copies, man. Because I've been telling y'all for the longest, man. Streaming don't pay us, man. Streaming, they have figured out finally how to rob the artist on a grander scale, on a more grand scale than they always have. That's why I encourage y'all to always continue to buy CDs from me and any of your favorite artists who still print them out. Trust me. Trust me. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm talking about. Trust me. It's a family affair. You want the new album or the new salmon? I want both. A. Muhammad says that's the key to our success. That's right. That's the key. It would change everything. Everything else falls in place after that. Any other problems are automatically solved once we unify. We got everything we need. We got everything we need. Yeah. Appreciate that, Michelle. Hit me up. Because we're gonna be coming soon. The album, we in the we're in the fourth quarter. We coming down the stretch now. It's almost done. So when I hit y'all up and be like, okay, yeah, you know what? Time to pre-order. Y'all gonna see the cover real soon circulating online. When y'all see that album cover circulating online, that's gonna be your sign that it's almost time. When you see the album cover online, that's the sign that it's almost time. So get your chips together. V says, when you come down here to the RGV, I can make you the best rice and chicken with tortilla. I don't eat chicken though. Can you figure out a way to substitute it with salmon? It's a lot of dishes that I used to use chicken. I used to eat with chicken that I substitute with salmon. I've had salmon enchiladas. My mama made me some salmon enchiladas. I've had salmon nachos. Uh, uh, Salmon tacos. That's what I want you to make me, V. I want some salmon tacos. Can you hook that up for a brother? When I come down to the RGV, I want me some salmon tacos with some what we gonna have in it? Some good pico and little cilantro, some real good salsa, homemade salsa, cheese. I'm probably gonna make that I'm gonna make that tomorrow. That got me thinking about it. That's what I want. Salmon pate on toast. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not scared of spicy food. James Thomas, what's going on? I see you. Best Local says cilantro is terrible for some people. It's weird, not sure why. I mean, that's my first time hearing that. I've heard great things about cilantro. I've heard that cilantro is one of the best things you can take for removing metals out of your system. I've heard nothing but good things about cilantro. Now I can't say how other people react to it. It may not be um, good. It may not work in a positive way for certain people. I think sometimes even some of the best food, people may be allergic to it, or it may have an adverse effect on certain people. That's just exception, but not necessarily the rule. But I've always heard nothing but good things about cilantro from a health standpoint. Yeah. I mess with cilantro. This is an open topic, y'all. Tell me what's on your mind. Tell me what's on your mind. The new comic book, Annihilation of the Evil Machine, is out. I just put the website down in the box. Y'all make sure y'all go buy the comic book, man. It's a limited edition. Support the movement, man. We are independent artists. And we providing so much good material and merch, man. We doing things that a lot of the mainstream people ain't doing. And we hands-on. So be sure to support. These are collector's items. These are collector's items, things that are gonna be what they call that. I can't think. We ain't doing that many of them. Limited supply. So make sure y'all go get the comic book. You don't have to get the whole box. You can just get. Who hasn't seen the box? I just made a video, so y'all go check out the videos on this channel. Who hasn't seen what we're doing? Rob G, 8524. Just have to say, in my opinion, Nip had album of the year 2025. So you and the rest of the SBC have work to do. But guess what? I'm going to tell you what's so messed up about that, Rob. Enough people didn't know about Nip's project, man. Look, I've heard so many Nip songs before he released them that I don't know how he went through the process of putting together what he ended up using for the album. But man, it's like, it's one of the things that I hate about the time that we in right now in terms of just how music is spread out and marketed and promoted. And a lot of that falls on us as the artists too. But for you to say that, it's like, man, yeah, but enough people just don't know. You know how many fans Nip got that still love Nip, but they still talking about South Park Psycho. They missing out on all this new music, all this new stuff that he been dropping. They do the same thing with me. Man, I love that Danger Zone. Man, that came out 30 years ago. So yeah, man, shout out to you, Rob. Appreciate you, man, for being a South Park Coalition rider, man. You know, we appreciate that, man. And yeah, and spread the word. Let everybody know. Go get Gangsta Nip's new project. See, again. And I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna ask Nip, did he do physical copies? Because you know, people gonna stream it and stream it and stream it. Maybe you know. But man, support those physical copies, man. Because let's just say a lot of people was going and getting the new Nip album and all that. The streams only go so far, man. So if Nip got one of these, go purchase it. Download the album. If you don't, okay, ain't no CD, go download it. Stream it too, but download it, because the download put like a hot 10 in per unit. Come on, man. Boss Lady says cilantro makes me sick. I would say things affect people different ways, you know. Yeah. Mythical says, did you ever have an opportunity to sign with Rap A Lot? I find it weird that Jay Prince didn't consider signing you. Am I just outside of the whole thing? Well, we had talks. I remember, see, we already had our own label at the time. I remember Jay Prince and my dad had a meeting years ago. I'm gonna tell you what I remember. I remember coming to our office, our record company. Jay came to our record company, our building we had at the time. I remember coming to the building. I don't know why I was there, but I came for something, but I didn't stay long. And when I walked in, Jay and my dad were talking. They were in a meeting. And I remember leaving for whatever reason. So I don't think that they necessarily, it may have been a conversation about signing me, but I do know that we had our own thing at the time. So that's probably why it never went to that. And if my dad hadn't been as active in my career as he was, who knows? I may have been on rap a lot, but I had a strong support system from my dad, who from day one was like on board, like on board with the support, on board financially, just had the belief in me, like, okay, yeah, we're gonna get this a shot, you know. So I think that's probably one of, if not the main thing that um, put me in a position where I never signed uh, with Rap a Lot, you know. Yeah. All right, man. Well, I ain't gonna hold y'all long. I told y'all I wasn't gonna hold y'all long, man. But it's all love, and I will catch y'all when I catch y'all. It's always a blessing to be in y'all's presence, man. Shout out to Cohen Sullivan. Man, appreciate the love. Blessing to you, Cohen Sullivan. It's gonna be all right, man. And shout out to the Noria for the love and the donation. Said, I may not listen to all your albums, but my top three are The Other Side, Annihilation, The Evil Machine, and The Day of the Storm. Hey, man, I got enough of them to where if you don't like but one of them, that's one. Blessing to y'all, man. Peace.